All right, welcome back to another episode of NC Hammer Crypto. My name's Neil, Neal, not Neil, like it says in the subtitles, but let's get into this technical analysis. The first video is 16 minutes, second 10. This one will probably be 5, so let's get this information down. So Bitcoin, we saw it had support off this downward trend line, pushed up towards the 50% area right in between, and then broke this upward trend line or downward trend line on the top. And we tried to hold here above 108,000, which it got rejected and pushed back down towards this trend line. But ultimately, we want to see it hold this bigger black trend line. There is potential to drop all the way down to 97,000 still. However, we would like to see some consolidation, a little bit push upwards, breaking this high right here, which is around 110,000. And Bitcoin kind of controls the market. So keep in mind with all the other crypto, what Bitcoin does, the rest will most likely follow. And QNT, I actually got out of QNT at 123 right before it had its pullback. If you're in my trading channel or signal channel, you would have got that exit as well. And we pulled all the way back down to 107, which is roughly, I'm no mathematician, 14% decrease. So right now you're sitting pretty well. If you are in the red on quant, definitely just hold your bag. It's only at 100 right now. All-time high could be over $1,000, so there's no need to play the take your loss game. However, we could be testing down here at the 200 EMA and this orange line or this black downward trend line, which we broke and had that major push upwards. So keeping that in mind, this 618 retracement is around $85. However, we may stop around the $91 mark if Bitcoin continues to drop. Compound is very nice for entry and exit. Again, on my signal channel, we had an entry here around 46, an exit at 60. It did go up to around 62, maybe 63, but you can't time the exact top. So I was okay with getting out at 60 and gaining that profit before it retraced back down towards this black trend line right here. If it can hold support there, as well as above the 200 EMA, we're going to see a continuation upwards. And I believe it's all-time high as well, over $459 or something along those lines. So Compound, highly recommend looking at it, potentially investing in it, but again, not financial advice. GRT, we've been avoiding this one for a while. We do want it to break this trend line right here before we get an entry, just for support and security. We don't want to be just trying to trade this area, as we could see a further low. But with Bitcoin, if Bitcoin drops, this is going to drop. If Bitcoin does go up, this is going to go up as well. It's just economics. So XRP, I always recommend dollar cost averaging. I don't think this is going to be hitting anywhere near the $1.60 mark again. We are entering June. We have these two support trend lines. We're above the 200 EMA. I believe it's still forming an inverse head and shoulders. And I believe we are going to start seeing this consolidate and start pushing back up towards the $2.65 mark. When we break that, the next stop is around 3.4. And then beyond that is somewhere in this area, anywhere from $5 to $7. However, it could just skyrocket depending on what the world is deciding XRP is, if it's valuable enough, which it is. It's going to be very valuable in the future. So definitely stack your bag for XRP, not financial advice. XCN is not looking the best as it broke that downward trend line. We are now underneath the 200 EMA. We did have a little bit of a wick off here the other day, meaning we got some support in this area. However, it could be a false bear trap. People are going to start selling. We could push all the way down to even 1 cent. That's a possibility for XCN. However, we could see a fake out and a push back up over this black trend line right here. And if that happens, this wedge may be forming, and we may break this downward trend line as well, skyrocketing XCN. If you are trapped in XCN, don't be scared. It's just part of the market. It's healthy for the pullback. As you can see what happened here in March, you can see that we had that pullback, major wick off, tried to hold above the 200 EMA, and then came down. And this is where people are starting to sell, getting scared. Even right here, whenever it had that push up, a bunch of people sold, pushing it back down. However, just a few days later, not even a week later, we had a massive increase in price in about 3 days. So XCN is very volatile. It's something you got to keep in mind. I've been trading it for a couple years now, but I highly believe XCN is not going to be crashing all the way down to like 0.007. I mean, that is a possibility, but it's definitely not going to 0.002 anytime soon. However, when you make judgments like that and you look back in the time, it may not be on this graph, but I believe it was somewhere in this area where we had a major wick down all the way to 0.008 before it shot back up. So just keep in mind anything's possible, but overall, in the long run, on a swing trade, XCN is very bullish. As of right now, it's bearish. As you can see, it broke that trend line. So we can see a further decline for XCN. The other one I wanted to bring up, which I keep bringing up, is Torn or Tornado. It broke this downward trend line. It's in consolidation. It's above the 200 EMA. It's being pushed up by the CM Guppy, as we can see here. And if it breaks this trend line, we've tapped it 1, 2, 3, and 4 times here at $11. And it's only at 9. We had an entry around $7.50 if you're in my signal channel. We could tap this a few more times, but once this breaks, it's got a long way to run, over $400 or something like that. So if you got $10 and you potentially want to turn it into 400, I highly recommend Tornado. It washes Bitcoin as well as other currencies to maintain anonymous. But that's kind of it for today. I have reference links in the link below. You can only trade Tornado, or one of the better websites to trade Tornado is on MEXC. That reference link is the link below. If you want free airdrop money, Grass token, they're doing an airdrop next month. Just get in and try and get some free money. It's currently at $2 a coin. So free money is always nice. And then same with Coinbase, they do airdrops. And Roller Coin, stupid little mining game, but it earns passive income just from entering and playing stupid games. And I mean, it's free money for passing your time. But that's it for today. Hopefully the next video will be a little bit more informative. Right now we are kind of waiting out the bear market and mainly seeing what will happen with Bitcoin, if it's going to hold support or if it's going to be dropping down to 97,000, 96,000 before it gets some consolidation support and pushing back up over that 108. So that's it for today. I will see you guys on the next one. Good luck and have fun with it.